Every morning, millions of Americans over the age of 50 wake up, pour a cup of black coffee, and enjoy a side of buttered toast or a couple of fried eggs. It feels like the quintessential American start, reliable, comforting, and seemingly healthy. But for many, including Robert here, there's a hidden crisis brewing beneath the surface. You see, your kidneys are the silent engineers of your body. They work 24/7, filtering 150 quarts of blood every single day to keep you alive. But they have a secret: they don't complain. They don't ache when they're tired, and they don't scream when they're failing. They just slow down. According to the National Kidney Foundation, 37 million American adults are living with chronic kidney disease, and staggering 90% of them have absolutely no idea. Think about that. You could be losing 1% of your kidney function every year after age 40, a slow, invisible leak in your life's plumbing. By the time you notice the signs, the puffiness under your eyes, the unexplained exhaustion, or that metallic taste in your mouth, the damage is often irreversible. Your creatinine levels, that crucial marker on your blood test, act like a check engine light. When they go up, it means your filters are clogged. And for most people, the clogging starts at the breakfast table. We've been told that a hearty breakfast is essential, but for a body over 50, hearty often means a heavy load of animal protein, hidden sodium, and a spike in potassium that your kidneys simply can't process anymore. It's like throwing a bucket of sand into a delicate silk sieve. But here is the good news, and the reason you need to stay with me for the next 15 minutes. Your kidneys are incredibly resilient if you give them the right tools. Science is now showing that by strategically swapping just a few ingredients in your morning routine, you can actually ease the pressure on your renal system, lower that creatinine number, and reclaim the energy you thought was gone forever. Today, we aren't just talking about food, we are talking about a biological reset. We are going to walk through 5 gold standard breakfasts designed specifically for the American senior. Meals that taste like home but work like medicine. Robert decided to make the switch, and what happened next changed his life. Let's make sure it changes yours too. To understand why breakfast is the most critical moment for your kidneys, we have to look at what happens while you sleep. For 8 hours, your body has been in a state of maintenance mode. Your kidneys have been working overtime, concentrating urine, balancing your electrolytes, and scrubbing your blood clean without a single drop of fresh water to help the process. When you wake up, your blood is at its most concentrated, and your kidneys are like a marathon runner crossing the finish line, exhausted and thirsty. Now, imagine the typical American Grand Slam breakfast: 2 eggs, 2 strips of bacon, and a slice of white toast. To your tongue, it's delicious. To your kidneys, it's an emergency. Animal proteins, like those in bacon and eggs, produce a high amount of nitrogenous waste. This waste creates an acidic environment, forcing your kidneys to increase their filtration pressure, a state doctors call hyperfiltration. Over time, this high pressure causes the delicate filters, your nephrons, to scar and die.
Once a nephron is scarred, it is gone forever.
This is why your creatinine levels rise. It's the literal smoke from the fire of your kidneys struggling to keep up. And it's not just the protein. Let's talk about the hidden 3: sodium, potassium, and phosphorus. In your 20s, your kidneys could dump excess salt with ease. But after 50, your sodium sensors become less sensitive. That slice of white bread or that splash of store-bought orange juice can send your blood pressure soaring. High blood pressure is like a power washer being blasted into a paper straw. It eventually shreds the tiny blood vessels inside the kidney. But here is where the science of hope comes in. New research from the Journal of Renal Nutrition suggests that we can actually outsmart the filtration process. By choosing foods that are naturally low in phosphorus but high in soluble fiber, we create a secondary exit for toxins. This fiber acts like a biomagnet in your digestive tract, binding to waste products and pulling them out through your gut before they ever reach your kidneys. This is the renal reset. We aren't just eating to get full, we are eating to bypass the workload of a tired organ. We are giving your kidneys a soft start to the day, allowing them to heal, regenerate, and keep your creatinine in the safe zone. Robert didn't have to starve himself, he just had to change the mechanics of his bowl. Robert's first step toward lowering his creatinine didn't involve a pharmacy, it involved a transformation of his morning bowl. He called it the Red Shield. At first glance, it looks like a simple parfait, but biologically, it is a sophisticated tactical strike against kidney inflammation. The foundation is low-fat, unsweetened Greek yogurt. Now you might be thinking, wait, doesn't yogurt have protein? Yes, it does. But not all protein is created equal. Greek yogurt provides high-quality, easily digestible protein, but its real magic lies in probiotics. Visual, an infographic showing the gut-kidney axis. Tiny good bacteria icons are seen marching from the gut to the bloodstream, clearing out toxin icons. Here is the insider secret your doctor might not have mentioned: there is a direct highway between your gut and your kidneys. When your gut biome is healthy, these good bacteria actually break down and consume uremic toxins, the very waste products that eventually turn into creatinine. By eating Greek yogurt, you are essentially hiring an assistant for your kidneys. The probiotics do part of the cleaning work in your gut so that less waste ever reaches your renal filters. It's like delegating chores to a helper so you don't get burned out. Next, Robert adds the shield itself: fresh strawberries. In the world of renal nutrition, strawberries are a superstar because they are low potassium. Many people over 50 are told to eat more fruit, so they grab a banana or a glass of orange juice. But for someone with a rising creatinine level, a banana is a potassium bomb that can cause heart rhythm issues. A cup of strawberries, however, gives you 100% of your vitamin C with only a fraction of the potassium. They are also packed with anthocyanins, the pigments that give them their red color. These compounds are potent anti-inflammatories that act like a cooling mist on the fire of kidney tissue inflammation. Finally, Robert sprinkles a teaspoon of chia seeds. These tiny seeds are the secret weapon. When they hit the moisture of the yogurt, they expand and form a soft gel. This gel slows down your digestion, preventing the insulin spikes that damage the tiny capillaries in your kidneys. Plus, they are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, the ultimate lubricant for your circulatory system. Robert's tip: I used to miss the sugar, Robert says, until I added a dash of Ceylon cinnamon. It tricks the brain into thinking it's eating dessert, while it's actually helping my kidneys stabilize my blood sugar. For the price of a few dollars at any local grocery store, Robert isn't just eating breakfast, he's deploying a red shield to protect his filtration system for the rest of the day. For decades, Robert's Saturday morning meant a stack of fluffy buttermilk pancakes drenched in syrup. But white flour is essentially pre-digested starch. It hits your bloodstream like a tidal wave, forcing the kidneys to work at 110% to manage the chemical aftermath. To save his kidneys, Robert didn't give up his pancakes, he upgraded the engine.
He switched to whole oat flour.
Here is why oats are a game changer for your creatinine levels. Oats are packed with a specific type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan. Think of beta-glucan as a biological exit ramp. In a normal scenario, your kidneys have to filter out creatinine and nitrogen waste from your blood. But when you have a high concentration of oat fiber in your digestive tract, something incredible happens. The fiber binds to these waste products in the gut, effectively trapping them. Instead of the waste being reabsorbed into the blood and sent to the kidneys, it is escorted directly out of the body through the digestive system. By eating this oat-based breakfast, Robert is literally taking the load off his renal system. It's like having a second trash pickup service, so your primary one doesn't get overwhelmed. To keep this meal kidney-friendly, Robert swaps cow's milk for unsweetened almond milk. Traditional dairy is often high in phosphorus. When kidneys weaken, they can no longer flush out excess phosphorus, which leads to calcium being pulled from your bones, making them brittle, and causes your skin to itch intensely. Almond milk provides that creamy texture with a fraction of the phosphorus and a boost of vitamin E to protect the kidney's delicate tissues from oxidative stress. Instead of syrup, which causes a kidney-damaging sugar spike, Robert fills his crepe with sautéed mushrooms and a handful of spinach. Pro tip for seniors: if you're used to salty breakfasts, Robert notes, don't reach for the salt shaker. Use garlic powder or smoked paprika. They provide that savory hit your brain craves without the sodium that sends your blood pressure, and your creatinine, into the danger zone. This savory oat crepe isn't just a meal, it's a filtration assistant. It satisfies the bread craving while acting as a sponge for the very toxins that are trying to wear your kidneys down. For a long time, Robert thought he had to choose between his muscles and his kidneys. He'd heard that protein is the enemy. But that's a dangerous half-truth. If you stop eating protein entirely, your body will start eating its own muscles, releasing even more creatinine into your blood. The secret isn't no protein, it's high biological value, HBV protein. And nothing on earth fits that description better than egg whites. Here is why this is a golden rule for the over 50 crowd. The egg yolk is where almost all the phosphorus lives. To a healthy 20-year-old, phosphorus is fine. But to a 60-year-old with rising creatinine, phosphorus is like sand in the gears. It causes the blood to become acidic and pulls calcium right out of your hips and spine. By using mostly egg whites, Robert gets the building blocks amino acids his body needs to stay strong, but without the toxic ash that clogs his filters. But the real magic of this dish is the golden part: turmeric. Why steaming? Because frying eggs at high heat creates advanced glycation end products, AGEs, compounds that literally caramelize and stiffen the tiny filters in your kidneys. Steaming keeps the protein delicate and easy to digest.
And the turmeric?
It contains curcumin, one of nature's most powerful anti-inflammatory agents. Think of your kidney as a delicate sponge. High blood pressure and age make that sponge stiff and crusty. Curcumin acts like a softener, helping to reduce the chronic inflammation in the renal interstitium. The science tip: always add a pinch of black pepper. Without it, your body only absorbs about 5% of the turmeric. With pepper, the absorption of those kidney-saving compounds increases by 2,000%. It's the most comforting breakfast I've ever had, Robert says. I feel full, I feel strong, but I don't feel that heaviness or the mid-morning brain fog I used to get from a greasy fry-up. By choosing the golden steam, Robert is feeding his muscles while giving his kidneys a spa day. He's providing the clean fuel his body needs to repair itself without adding a single ounce of unnecessary pressure to his creatinine levels. There is something deeply American about a warm bowl of oatmeal on a cold morning. For Robert, this was his soul food. But for years, he'd been doing it wrong, using instant packets loaded with salt, dried creamers, high in phosphorus, and refined sugar. To protect his kidneys, Robert turned his oatmeal into a toxin-binding powerhouse.
The key ingredient? The humble apple.
Here's the science your nephrologist wants you to know. Apples are rich in a specific soluble fiber called pectin. Research published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry discovered that apple-derived pectin does something extraordinary. It binds to blood urea nitrogen, BUN, and creatinine precursors in the gut. Think of pectin as a Velcro strip for toxins. As it moves through your intestines, it grabs onto the waste products that your kidneys are struggling to filter and carries them out of the body. For a man over 60, this is like installing a backup exhaust system on a classic car. It keeps the engine running clean without overworking the main filter.
Then, there's the cinnamon.
Cinnamon is more than just a spice, it's a metabolic regulator. Chronic kidney disease and high blood sugar go hand in hand, a condition often called diabetic nephropathy. Cinnamon contains cinnamaldehyde, which helps your cells become more sensitive to insulin. By keeping your blood sugar stable, you prevent the sugar scorching of the tiny, fragile blood vessels, capillaries, inside your kidneys. I used to think healthy meant bland, Robert smiles, but this bowl is like a hug for my insides.
And the best part?
My morning energy is now a steady hum instead of a roller coaster. By choosing the cinnamon apple oat bowl, Robert isn't just eating, he's performing a daily internal rinse. He's using the power of pectin and the insulin shield of cinnamon to ensure that his creatinine levels stay where they belong, in the safe zone. If high creatinine is the smoke, then high blood pressure is the fire that causes it. In the United States, hypertension is the leading cause of kidney failure in seniors. Every time your blood pressure spikes, it's like a hammer hitting the delicate glass tubes of your kidneys. To fight back, Robert's secret weapon is the avocado. For a long time, people with kidney issues were told to avoid avocados because of their potassium. But here is the modern renal twist. If your GFR, glomerular filtration rate, is still in the early to moderate stages of decline, the monounsaturated fats in avocados are your best friend. These healthy fats improve the elasticity of your blood vessels. When your vessels are flexible, your blood pressure drops. And when your blood pressure drops, the hammering on your kidneys stops. Next, he adds kale. Kale is a renal superfood because it provides a massive dose of vitamin K, which prevents calcium from hardening in your arteries, but it has significantly less potassium than spinach. It's the perfect green light food for someone watching their creatinine. But the real biohack here is the combination. You see, vitamins A, K, and E are fat-soluble. If you just eat greens, your body flushes most of those vitamins away. But when you pair them with the avocado's healthy fats, your body absorbs them like a sponge. This Jade duo works together to repair the lining of your blood vessels, directly lowering the internal pressure on your kidneys' filtration units. It's surprisingly filling, Robert says. I don't get that 10 a.m. crash anymore. It feels like my body is being hydrated and healed at the same time. By drinking the Jade smoothie, Robert is doing more than just eating his greens. He's using precision nutrition to soften his arteries, lower his blood pressure, and give his kidneys the calm, low-pressure environment they need to function for another 20 or 30 years. Your kidneys are your body's most selfless organs. They don't ask for much, and they never stop working, until they can't. Robert's journey shows us that a diagnosis of high creatinine isn't a life sentence, it's a call to action. It starts with the very next morning. It starts with choosing a red shield, instead of a salty sleigh. It starts with understanding that every bite is a chance to either burden your filters or bless them. I didn't just change my breakfast, he says.
I changed my future.
You have the power to do the same.
Start tomorrow.
Your kidneys have taken care of you for a lifetime. Isn't it time you took care of them?